All right, so I have some very good news. I have been following chain of command at Lake Mary PD, and really, I've only gotten to communicate a couple levels up. And it did seem to me that the whole fucking department was corrupt and on this guy's leash. I will tell you, without using his name because I don't want him attached to any of this, I managed to speak with a very, very, very high up person at the Lake Mary PD, and for the first time, I was able to have a conversation with someone who neither acts like I'm insane, nor is insane sounding himself. There's no gaslighting, there's no double standards. He very much heard what I had to say. So this is where we're at. I'm making an arrangement that in the future, I don't have to go based on hearsay for like paperwork. It will be delivered to me in a secure fashion that I have arranged. On top of that, Detective Taylor has been pulled off the case and disciplined. He is not allowed to contact me under any circumstances. Not only was he lurking the YouTube channel, but he claimed, and this is the arraignment is bullshit. It doesn't exist. His story, because I want to be fair here, is that he was under the impression it did. I don't really know how you could pull a date, a specific date from a paper that doesn't exist. It sounds like he just did it a week from the day that he said. This guy really overstepped his bounds, put his job on the line. I am hoping that because this high-up official intervened, that maybe Detective Taylor can continue to be a detective, but he was on thin ice to absolutely ending his career as a law enforcement officer. And it still might happen, because now the Inspector General is involved. So, like, this is not delusion. This is definitely going on. The strongest evidence for Steven being in the mob is that I was informed by Gabby that the FBI investigation is hurting his business, and then he got aggressive personally and made a death threat. That being said, we know that a lot of stuff Gabby says is bullshit and doesn't always make sense. So that's not a source of credible information. But looking at the escalation and aggressiveness after that FBI report happened, I don't know. I think really a normal business under FBI investigation, they ask you to produce documents, you produce documents, and they go on their merry way. They are horribly underfunded and cannot dedicate man hours to bullshit. So this is where we're at. Gabby is safe and has agency. My goal in the beginning of this was to determine those things. That goal is accomplished. I still may go after Gabby for the loss of my job and the damages she's caused. However, provided Gabby just stops fucking around, I don't think there's going to be a problem. I should be able to go out with my resume that contains space program IT on it and get a job instantly now, because no one's going to sabotage it. Okay? On top of that, Detective Taylor is no longer going to shut down investigations into my brother. So, for the final time, I am going to report to the local authority the excessive and egregious harassment and terrorization by my brother. It won't be shut down. It'll be investigated. My brother will likely face criminal charges. And now, finally, with regards to Steven, here's the deal. What the FBI got from me fits on a small notepad, the kind with the wire ring, okay? It's not useful information that would be even confidential. It's your name, like your address, some of the business names that were problematic, and the documents I saw. I didn't even provide them the documents. So you should reasonably expect that any trouble you have from the FBI from now on has nothing to do with me. And me recanting statements, as Gabby wanted, is not going to help your situation. It's just going to show that I was incentivized to do so and withdraw statements. It's tampering. This is excessive harassment is ridiculous. But I promise you this. I think we both know whose voice is on that death threat recording. I mentioned that it is not illegal to be in the mob. What is illegal is things that they catch you on secondary wise to get to that. A terroristic death threat in retaliation for going to the FBI would be one of those things. I have the recording. I haven't turned it over. I don't plan on it. But I sure as hell will if I receive any further trouble from Steven or anyone else involved. And let me be clear, for the past 2 days, this whole channel has been silent. So the argument that hundreds of people are watching it and they're probably trolls, no. I have the analytics. It's been silent. No aggressive I think one guy wandered in here and like just said he was a huge fan. Other than that, nothing. And so it is clear what went on. It's very clear. And this YouTube channel, I want to struggle like every other YouTuber. I don't want to call myself that. With getting engagement, getting views. There should be no more buzz on this channel because it's incredibly boring. Let me get on with my life. You could have told me Gabby's safe. You can't take everything she says at face value. She has a habit of making up stories, and she was just embarrassed. And that sentence would have avoided you this whole FBI investigation. But it is what it is. You did what you did. I am confident with the massive amount of wealth that you have that I am aware of, and probably wealth beyond that, you can afford the best attorneys on the planet. And whatever the FBI has on you, you can get it smoothed over. Move on with your life. It's going to have cost you a lot of money, and it's going to have learned you a lesson. But you can continue with your illicit, weird business shit. And everybody can move on. I am going to go after all of the people civilly. 100% for the damages. And I am going to file criminal charges where applicable on my brother and other participants. And that's it. Let's get on with our fucking lives. I'm tired of living in a car. And if I have cancer, I want to live out the rest of my life in comfort. As much comfort as possible. And think about the incredible life I've had and the incredible people I've met and not deal with terror in the last days of my life. Thank you very much.